Today we will discuss about design of doubly reinforced sections. In the previous class we have discussed about analysis of doubly reinforced sections. If you are given with the section details and the area of steel reinforcement provided, and if you are asked to calculate the moment carrying capacity, these kind of problems are called as analysis problems. If moment is given to you and if you are supposed to calculate sectional details, then those problems are called as a design problems. In this problem, the breadth of beam is given, depth is given, moment which the beam should carry is given, the material properties are given. You need to design this section as doubly reinforced section. So before doing that, we will refer Annexure G, page number 96, G 1.2, which is stated for doubly reinforced section. G 1.1 is for singly reinforced section. G 1.2 is for doubly reinforced section. There, the area of steel should be calculated as AST1 and AST2. AST1 is area of steel assuming that the beam is a balanced section, and you need to calculate the steel using neutral axis depth which is there in G 1.1a in same page number. Now let us do the design problem. First, question is given to you in this way. Please read the problem and then we can start the design. In the given question, the breadth of beam is given as 250 mm, effective depth as 700 mm, M20 grade concrete, Fe415 steel, and working load as 400 kN. Why I am stressing on working load is different from factored load. In limit state of design, the load should always be multiplied with partial safety factor of 1.5. So you should always read the question whether the load is a factored load or just a load. If in the question it is given as a load, then you have to multiply with the partial safety factor of 1.5. If 100 is there and 100 kilonewton meter is there, then you have to multiply with 1.5, which gives 150 kilonewton meter. And if in the question he says that the factored movement or factored load of 100, then you can directly write down in the given data as factored load as 100. If it is not given, then you have to mention it as a working load, because we are following limit state of design. Okay, so I'll write down step by step procedure. Please follow me. Okay. Given data, working load as 400 working moment. kN. So ultimate movement is given by partial safety factor multiplied by 400, which gives you a value of 600 kilonewton meter. This is the total movement for which the beam has to be designed. Also given the breadth of beam as 350 mm. Here I am writing B equals to 350, but in your exam, what is B also you have to mention it. B is breadth of beam. D, effective depth of beam. How much? It is 700 mm. For M20 grade concrete, characteristic compressive strength is 20 Newton per mm square. For Fe415 steel, characteristic strength of steel is 415 Newton per mm square. This is the data given to you, and also given, assume the D dash, the effective cover of top reinforcement as 50 mm. If we draw the diagram, breadth equals to 350. You have steel reinforcement at top, you have steel reinforcement at bottom. From top fiber to center of reinforcement, tensile reinforcement is given as 700, right? Now this cover is given as 50, which we are denoting as D dash, and this cover is normally taken as 25, right? So for this procedure, we'll refer Annexure G, page number 96. In page number 96, if you are stating here as AST, and if you have reinforcement here as ASC, AST is calculated as AST1 plus AST2. AST1 is calculated by considering the beam as balanced section, that is limiting moment of resistance. So for the given section, for the given concrete, for the given section, using concrete equation, that is G 1.1, formula number C, you can calculate the moment of resistance. Limiting moment of resistance is given by 0.36 FCK, 0.36 XU max by D into 1 minus 0.42 XU max by D into BD square FCK. From page number 70, for Fy 415 Newton per mm square, the limiting moment, the limiting neutral axis depth, the ratio of limiting neutral axis depth to the effective depth is given by 0.48. Now substitute this value in here and substitute the values of BD and FCK also. So a limiting moment of resistance of this section is given by 0.36 into 0.48 into 1 minus 0.42 into 0.48. B is 350, 700 square into 20. This will give you a value of 473 into 10 power 6 Newton mm, or 473 kilonewton meter. So in order to calculate AST1, assuming that limiting moment of resistance, we use from clause G.1.A for limiting moment of resistance, or we can also say for balanced section we have equation XU by D equals to 0.87 Fy AST divided by 0.36 FCK BD. As because we are telling balanced section, XU max should be considered. Now XU max by D is already known to you. It has 0.48 equals to 0.87. Fy is 415. Now AST from this is called as AST1 divided by 0.36. FCK is 20. B is 350. D is 700. From this, AST1 can be calculated as 2345.16 mm square. So what does it mean is, if you provide 2345.16 mm square for this cross section, it can carry a moment of 473 kilonewton meter. So you can ask me now that, sir, you have taken area of steel now, but here you have calculated the moment of resistance using concrete. How can you relate them both? Because in balanced section, the moment of resistance due to concrete and the moment of resistance due to steel are equal, right? So if you provide 2345 mm square of steel, it can carry 473, but the total moment here is 600. It is more than 473. So we need to provide more reinforcement. So we need to calculate AST2 and ASC. In G, annex G 1.2, AST2 is again dependent on ASC. If you take a look of calculation of AST2, which is given in the IS code book, it is given by AST2 equals to FSC ASC by 0.87 Fy. So you need to calculate ASC, then FSC, then you can calculate AST2, right? So in order to calculate FSC, you know in the previous class, we need to calculate the ultimate strain in the steel in compression zone. So we need to calculate this FSC, which stands for design stress in compression reinforcement. This is stated in page number 96, clause number G. I have taken from there only. So this is represented as FSC. So in order to calculate FSC, it depends upon ultimate strain in steel, which is given by 0.0035 XU max minus D dash divided by, we take as XU max. There it is given as XU, but as because we are designing the beam as balanced section, XU is replaced by XU max. 0.0035. XU max is 0.48 D. So 0.48 D is 700. D dash is 50 divided by XU max is 0.48 into 700. This will give you a value of 0.0029, which can approximately taken as 0.003 strain. Now from figure 23A, which is in page number 70, FSC for this, for example, if you have two curves like this. So for 0.003, you need to draw a parallel line to 0.2% proof strength, which means Fy curve at certain point. That point is considered as working stress in compression. But we need to calculate design stress, we need to divide it by 1.15. So if you happen to calculate this from this curve, page number figure 23a, for a corresponding Fy value with the corresponding strain in the steel, you will get as Fy, and design will be 1.15, which is nothing but 0.87415, which this will give you a value of 361 Newton per mm square. Now that you have got FSC, you need to calculate the ASC. ASC in the same page number 96, it can be calculated as from clause G 1.2 mu minus mu lim equals to FSC ASC D minus D dash. It is given in the code book. So mu is here, mu lim is this value, right? Both are in kilonewton meter. If you convert to Newton mm, you need to multiply with 10 power 6. So 600 minus 473, common is 10 power 6, equals to FSC is 361, ASC you need to find out, D is 700, D dash is 50. You will get ASC value as 541.23 mm square. You know ASC now, you also know FSC, you can calculate AST2. AST2 is given as from the same clause. AST2 from the same clause is given as FSC ASC divided by 0.87 Fy. FSC we know as 361, ASC as 541.23 divided by 0.87415. 0.87415 is, these both are equal, so the AST2 value is 541.23 mm square. Now you have calculated AST1, AST2 and ASC. So total AST is given as AST1 plus AST2. AST1 is 2345.16, AST2 is 541.23. If you add them, you will get a value of 288.6.39 mm square. Number of bars can be, please calculate number of bars from your side by assuming some kind of a diameter. So number of bars, I will tell equation here. So this is the cross section, this is not the number of bars. You need to calculate the number of bars. So number of bars can be calculated as AST required. So this is requirement, this is the requirement. This is in compression, this is in tension. AST required divided by AST of single bar, area of steel of single bar, right? So you can assume any diameter bar. For example, if I want to provide 10 mm bar, as compressive reinforcement, number of bars can be calculated as number of bars equals to 541.23 divided by pi by 4 into 10 square, because diameter I assumed as 10 square. You can calculate the number of bars. If the number of bars, if you think it is more, then you can increase the diameter of ball to reduce the number of bars. Minimum number of bars which need to be provided at top is 2. 2 at bottom, 2 at bottom, 2 at top. Calculate from your side the number of bars required at tension and compression by assuming some diameter.